They say practice what you preach. Now, I don't know who they are, but they seem to be right most times because they seem to know a lot of stuff. But practicing what you preach, this means making the phone calls. And I got to tell you, I, just like you, as I sit there every day and I tell you guys, make those calls. Your database is your business. I make my phone calls as well. And every single day, I have a line item in my schedule to ensure I'm making those calls. And it literally says calls. But I've also got another line item that says call admin. Now, what does call admin mean? It means that I'm going to take time to lay out what that call list looks like. Who am I calling? What are their phone numbers? What do I know from the last time I spoke to them? Because I'm checking my notes because I keep track of the notes. And what am I going to talk to them about this time? So there's some preparation to this. Then there's time to actually make the phone calls. And for some people, it's going to be leaving a voicemail. For other people, it's going to be a full-on 30-minute conversation rather than maybe the 2 minutes you thought or maybe planned for. Hey, that's part of the breaks. That's part of making relationships. That's part of making those phone calls. That's part of being authentic and actually caring about the conversation you're having with somebody. Now, after those calls are done, as I just mentioned, it's about tracking the notes. It's about scheduling ahead and creating those predictable days with income-producing activities. Phone calls are important. They are the bread and butter of our business. And in fact, I'll tell you something. Learning from a lot of the folks that I'm speaking to, one thing I can tell you is that as we're now coming out of this past 12 weeks of craziness, of lockdown, and some people are still taking their time to move out, and that's okay. People are moving at different paces, and we've got to be respectable about that. But as I ask people, what are you doing? How's business? What are you doing to drum up business? It comes down to one thing. There is one constant that remains always. Your database drives your business. So you need to be making those phone calls. And everybody I talk to who's telling me that, yeah, things are good. Business is kicking. It's coming back. Things are happening. Been talking to a lot of people. Oh, really? What are you doing? How are you talking to people? What are you doing to market yourselves? Oh, I'm making a lot of phone calls. Is that what you do every day? Oh, yeah. Every day I'm making calls. And you know something? Every single one of those people that tells me they're making phone calls, every single one of them tells me that business is starting to come back. So if you're out there and you're searching, how do I get more business? What do I do right now to come out of this thing? I'm going to go and spend money on online lead generation, or I'm going to go spend money on online and whatever, on ads. It's not the way it works. That's you literally trying to throw something at the wall. You know what I'm saying? And see if it sticks. This is like putting flyers in the mail without any support. It's not that the flyers don't work, but if you're not going to support it, well, knocking doors and making phone calls and sending other stuff, what good are those flyers going to do? If you're going to go put ads out there, what good are they going to do online if I don't know who you are? You see, the beauty of making phone calls is that the phone call makes you real. It is a one-to-one moment, just you and me. And we are talking about, well, we could be talking about anything. It doesn't have to be business related. In fact, it doesn't have to be business related at all. This is the positive mindshare that we build. This is the active touch point that we use to build our business. It's that simple. Hey, how you doing? I am not trying to sell you anything. And not that you say that to people, but that's really the idea. That's how you go into it. Much the same with your social media posts, the organic stuff you do. Not trying to sell anything. But then we've got other marketing that's out there that, again, supports the message. That's the passive stuff that goes on in the background, the newsletters, the emails, all that stuff. That's the stuff that can deliver the business message. So now as people get this cross-channel approach from you, a mix of the passive, talking about the business stuff, a mix of the active, where it's actually you connecting with me, now we're building on the relationship. We know it's a know you, like you, trust you business. So we know all you have to do, you have to have a goal every day of building those relationships. And so again, everybody I'm talking to is telling me right now how powerful that phone call is. And how did I learn that? Because I've been making my phone calls. So my message to you today, get out there, make those calls, and build that mind share.